Hello, hello. Is anybody there? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear my song? Hello. Let's try and get the little badger in. There you go. Badger, badger, badger. Awesome. Is anybody out there? I don't know why this is here. This could go over there. You're hearing me. You're hearing me through the phone microphone, so it might not sound too great. But if we get anybody watching, I realise as well when I just went over to YouTube to start this, that our friend Alex, Political X, he started again today. I didn't know. So sorry, Alex, for stealing some of your viewers, I guess. I didn't mean to do that. I feel bad now. I feel terrible. But we've got a few people filing in. We've got literally a few at the moment. But hopefully we may get a few more. Wow, we've got 4 people and 4 likes. 100% likes. I'm here. Keep trying, Graham. Morning. I'm here. Says K Nimbus. Morning. Morning all. Morning one and all. You're very awesome people. And I'm very sorry that I won't be able to show the newspapers, today's newspapers. I'll read them out, but I won't be able to say, what they are, I guess. We're back. Welcome back, Graham. I'm back from outer space. So let me have a look. We've got Sid in the chat. We've got person impersonator. I'm just going to see if I can. Oh, it's not letting me see this bloody video on my bloody laptop, is it? Come on. Let me see the video. Elle is in the chat. Hi, Elle. Oh, there you go. Politics Socialist Live. Need that so it doesn't play my voice back a few seconds later. Oh, cool. Here we go. And then we'll pop that out. And then we can pause that. We don't need that. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me well. I'm really annoyed, as Wayne said, that my hotspot was throttled. That's really annoying because I actually bought a SIM card to get me through the next couple of days, which is apparently, super, super fast internet, but obviously not that fast. Obviously, not very straight, am I? Hey, not the best of times anyway. So I just fixed that. So it's a little bit straighter. One Angry Pain just finished off rewatching 2001 Royal Rumbles. Royal Rumbles. Oh, did the Queen? Did the Queen roll down the hill? What happened? Tell me. And then we've got Jenny Robinson saying good morning. We've got Sid saying we're back. So I was going to go through the papers and sort of talk about what's in the papers and show you what's in the papers. I mean, we're going to have a little discussion. We're probably going to wrap it up at 11 o'clock. This is a bit of ad hoc this morning because I've had to rearrange a few things because I didn't have internet. But, it's always good to have a backup, which is my laptop, on a hotspot. It's always good to have a second backup, which is my phone. We get a show out. Comfortably Norm lyrics represent. Oh, great song. Okay, so first of all, we've got the Daily Star, which has a gift of the jab. Apparently, slimmers scramble, makers set to hike private prices up to £300. This is about the NHS, the jabs. I'll just show it on my laptop. How about that, eh? So this is the Star, gift of the jab. Gift of the jab. So basically, the NHS is stabbing the flab 200 times an hour, according to the Star, with the Maduro set to skyrocket in price because of Donald Trump, who can afford it, but you can't. He's a billionaire. He can afford a lot of things. We've got the Sunday Times up next here. I'll get a mirror, lol. Oh, it's backwards, isn't it? Is there a way that I can do this so that I show this backwards? You used to be able to do this. On an old Dell laptop. Did you notice you press Control-Alt down and it turned the screen upside down? It's fucking great. Used to drive people mad. It doesn't work anymore though. Nice. Used to go around the office, turn everyone's screens upside down. They'll turn up next day and be like, "Whoa, the screen's upside down!" Have a bit of a meltdown. Oh, the pranks we had. Let me have a think because I know this is mirrored. So, how to mirror laptop screen? Oh no, not to anything. Just how to mirror it. Windows key and screen. No. The problem is screen mirroring means putting it on a TV, doesn't it? Done it. Casting. That's the same as me. How to flip a laptop screen. There you go. Use the control alt down arrow shortcut to. Yeah, it doesn't. That hasn't worked for years. AI bloody overview. You rubbish thing. Control alt arrow keys to instantly rotate your screen. I don't want to rotate it. I want to mirror flip it. Oh yeah, okay. So how to mirror flip? Sorry, you're just watching me Google stuff here. I don't know if anyone can tell me on there. Is it possible to flip your laptop screen to flip horizontally? You may need to enable this feature. Use the Windows key to find display. Right. The keyboard shortcuts do not work. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that, eh? What are you going to do about that not working? Eh? Go to settings, mirror display. No, I don't want. Okay. There is a drop-down list. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can actually do this. It'd be funny trying to turn it back because I'll be trying to read backwards text. So if we go to settings, display settings, choose an display orientation. Oh no, revert. Display orientation. No, I don't want it like that. My mouse has disappeared. What the hell? Why have you made my mouse disappear? Why are you doing this to me when people are watching? I feel like I'm being watched. No, revert. I don't know if you can do this. Landscape flipped. No, it just flips it, but it's still the right way around. Do you know what I mean? There's no way of it just flips the screen, but it doesn't actually turn the words around on the screen. So I'm just going to show it to you, and you can look at it. You can know what I'm saying because I'll just read it out. But I'm reading the Sunday Times today. Worth checking out. No, you can't change the orientation, as in you can't flip it. You can only change it so it goes like this. So it goes. I think unless my eyes are going funny. Let me just try that again. Landscape flipped. Yeah, it's just upside down. That's it. It's just upside down. They just upside down your screen. They don't actually make it go backwards. Okay, so I'll read it. Sorry Not Sorry is up here with Boris Johnson. Apparently, let me just zoom in on that. So even though it's backwards, you'll be able to see. Right, there you go. Boris Johnson, sorry not sorry. Boris Johnson and what really happened with the Queen, who literally died. And they've got a picture of him having fun on a fucking go-kart or something, because why not? And then we've got Robin Wright, from the Forrest Gump, and also the American version of Game of Thrones. No, House of Cards. Then we've got emails show Andrew was in contact with Epstein in 2015. That says 2015 there. I know it's flipped, but that says 2015. Yeah, that's not great, is it? That's really not great. And then we've got Farage to raise Lucy Connolly case in the US there, right? Farage, just between you and me, fuck off, you asshole. So that says I can read backwards. I tried to flip the screen so it was the other way around, but it just won't let me. Looks like sloz. So basically, Farage is going to go to America to talk about a woman who was found guilty. Did I say found guilty? I meant pled guilty. Literally pled guilty to a crime that was made a crime in the 1980s under Margaret Thatcher. She pled guilty, and the judge gave her a sentence for what she did. on a law that was brought in the 1980s to actually, I think it was to do with stopping people supporting the IRA, wasn't it? It says, I bet Andy's sweating now. Oh, hang on. Yeah, good point, mate. Good point, well made. We've got there's a picture here of a model who's on the front cover here. She's just being a model. See, can you see her? I know she's backwards, but can you see her being a model there? She doesn't do anything. She just lounges around all day, being a model and posing sexily. Oh no, hang on. Oh no. Oh, hang on. Sorry, take that back. It's Chloe Kelly, the 27-year-old who scored the decisive goal against Germany in the Euro 2022 win, and then the winning penalty against Spain in the Euro victory this year. Yeah. So there's a picture of her looking dead sexy because nothing gazes like the male gaze, I guess. Not the fun male gaze, the bad male gaze. But there you go. Got to have a sexy picture. Jesus Christ. It's just really demoralizing what they do to people like famous celebrities and stuff. That South Park covered this quite well. I have made issues with a few South Park things, but occasionally they get it bang on. And there was an episode they did years ago about Britney Spears and just building her up to knock her down in order to sacrifice her so that the rains will come and they'll have a good harvest or something. It was half Wicker Man, half like fucking reality of the way that we treat celebs in our society, talented or not. And then there's a really, really awful story here. And this is going to piss a lot of people watching this off. It's really, really, really upsetting, okay? A baby has died in the UK. A baby whose mother was not vaccinated against whooping cough has died after contracting the infection. This is, the death is the first confirmed in the UK this year and coincides with rapidly declining vaccination rate. So it's the story at the bottom here. I know it's backwards, but it's the story at the bottom of the screen. This is all because of the wellness motherfuckers on the internet who don't want to help people. They don't want people I gather modeling is an art form. Yes, three of my very good friends are professional models, so I'm not dissing that. I'm saying that if she was a model, that would be her job. She wouldn't do anything else. But it looks, from that picture, you would think, oh, she's modeling some clothes, is she? No. She's a professional footballer who should be given respect for the fact that she's a fucking brilliant footballer. She's an absolutely brilliant athlete, but they have to have like a sexy photo of her. I just find it demeaning. But yeah, back to the whooping cough vaccination. The MMR vaccination has fallen to the lowest rate since 2009, with just only 83.7% of babies now, of 5-year-olds, being fully protected from MMR, and they're going to be adding the chickenpox vaccination. The reason why they do it, the reason why they group these together is really simple. Every time you puncture the skin of an animal, whether it be a human animal or whether it be an animal, there's a chance that puncturation of the skin can lead to complications. So if you're going to give a baby jabs, or a toddler jabs, the best thing to do is to give them one jab, if possible, that covers 4 different maladies, 4 different things that they can literally die of. And I don't think you can die of chickenpox, but you can certainly die of measles. And as we've discussed on this channel before, the reason why my partner is deaf, and she went deaf at the age of 4, is because of measles. And yeah, like it does really, really affect everyday life and how we go about our routine. One of the things that we'd like to do is go and see, there's a bunch of films at the cinema that we would like to have seen. We'd like to have seen Fantastic Four. We'd like to have seen the new Naked Gun film, even though apparently it's not that good, but we both like Naked Gun. And there just aren't any screenings with bloody subtitles when we can go. There's the screenings that we found for Freakier Friday, which we wanted to go and take the kids to see, are like Tuesday at 2:15. And there's one on Wednesday at 2:15, and that's a 50-mile round trip, by the way, to go to this cinema, to go to see these things. Kat works. She works full time. You know, she runs a department in the organization she works for. I mean, but you know, deaf people, they don't have jobs, do they? Anyway, measles, bad thing to have. Very, very bad thing. The problem is your phone camera, the badger is on the right of my screen instead of the left. I know, I'm so sorry. It's very confusing. We're in the mirror dimension, peeps. We're in the mirror. I'm pretty sure that there is a way to mirror this. But you know what? I am. Do you know what? I'm kind of loath to press anything, just because I might fuck things up. Let's see if I press flip. Yeah, that just shows the wall behind me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there is a way to stop your camera giving mirror view, to give it the view that I get when I'm doing the shows in the morning. It's quite cool because on the camera that I use, it's separate, and on the screen on that, it's mirrored. So if there's anything I want to pick up and look at the screen while I'm picking up, I can look at that. But if I'm looking at the actual output that's going to you, it's not mirrored. So if I do that, it looks like that to me. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a talent to be able to suss it out, like which way to go, which way to move, which way to look. Especially when you got like animations coming on the bottom of the screen and stuff, and you're trying to look at the animation and trying to look the right way. It's a bit difficult. I checked my tablet, and the photo app only has the mirror mode when the selfie camera, and only lets you see straight using the outward facing camera. Yeah. The real question is why Graham didn't lose the beard when he entered the MU, and is this the mirror universe? And is this the one good Graham or the evil Graham? Evil Graham, definitely. Make sure you close the titty tabs first, says Nick. Chat disconnected. Why is it disconnected me? Right. Fuck. Who's that guy in Ted Lasso who goes fuck? Is it Ray? Fuck. I love that. Okay, so back onto the papers. So the drop off in vaccination rates is because of racist liars and cheats and scumbags, just very, very bad people who want babies to die. They're eugenicists. They believe that they should have the right to decide who lives and who dies, and more often than not, they decide who dies. And they want people who are not as well educated, and they also want people who come from different ethnic backgrounds to be scared of using vaccines. That's why they put out rumors in places like Nigeria where they'll say that they're putting the HIV vaccination into the polio vaccination. They're putting the HIV virus into the polio vaccination. And the same in places like Pakistan. The worst thing that the US government has arguably ever done, and it's a litany of bad things the Americans have ever done, but they used a vaccination drive to find out where Osama bin Laden was. And by doing that, they destroyed people's faith in vaccines and made people not sign up to get the vaccines, and condemned a lot of children to death or permanent disability because of polio and other childhood diseases, which should be things of the past. We should have wiped out polio. We should have wiped out measles. We should have wiped out mumps. We should have wiped rubella out. So many things. German measles. All of that should be gone. All of that should be gone, but it's not. It's not. Remind us of what time here in the UK do we get Graham's Super Travel of the World? When do you get to Ginger Island, Panama, please? Okay, so just for our regulars here, I think it's just us this morning, isn't it? Hiya. This is nice. I feel like it's a little fireside chat with a bunch of mates rather than trying to present like normal. Need a fire, don't I? Graham's fireside chat. Me sitting in a big leather wingback chair, stroking a cat, saying, "Here are my plans for world domination." So, as I explained on the Friday night social, if you were up that late, I am going away on Thursday, Thursday morning, bright and early. I'm going to try and do a show in Manchester. I'll be walking through this is going to be mad. I'm going to be walking through Manchester. Actually, that's a really bad idea, isn't it? To do a show walking through Manchester. Someone will grab my phone and fuck off with it. But I've got to get to Manchester, Victoria, and the Newcastle to Manchester airport train doesn't run anymore. So I literally technology, So they spent all this money putting in a bend, right, which cut through the old Museum of Science and Industry, where the old station used to be going to Manchester from Liverpool, and they basically cut across the old railway track, so that can never be put back into service, to put in this cord to allow trains to come down from Manchester Victoria Station, which is in the north of the city, to come round to Oxford Road and then to Manchester Piccadilly and then onto the airport. But they've backheeled that route. So now Dickhead here has to literally get off the train on Manchester Victoria and then walk across the city centre for 25 minutes to Manchester Piccadilly and then get on another train to the airport. So make that work. But what I might do on Thursday is move the Morning Brew, because once I guess I'm checked in at the airport, then I'll have some time. So just hang on for that. The flight's not till after 12, so I'll have a couple of hours in the airport. So I'll tell you what, I'll get to the airport, get settled, get my phone set up, and have a natter. Manchester, rated. You'll have plenty of witnesses if someone stole your phone. Let's do show their face, will they, on the camera? Oh no, I've stolen Graham's phone. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll probably do that if I was walking through Liverpool, but Manchester, not so much. Now I'll also be pulling my case, won't I? Yeah. Anyway, so Thursday I'm flying out to Canada. I'll be in Canada on Thursday night, and then on Friday. I'm going to start going to some of the Toronto International Film Festival starts on Friday or the Saturday, and I'll be going to see some premieres of films. So I'll be doing some little videos about some films that I've seen, which will be on my sister channel, which is called Graham Hughes Presents. And I'll just be talking about movies that I've just seen that you can't see yet because they're not out in the general population, and what I think of them. That's what I wanted to do. Honestly, I've got footage from 1999, I think, or maybe 2000, I don't know, of me reviewing films in my bedroom. I got footage of me reviewing films, like 4 different films in my bedroom, saying what I thought of them and talking about them. And I had like a script written out that was like stuck to the wall behind my camera. And I was talking about Go, the movie Go. Do you remember that? Go, movie Go, with Sarah Polly in it, I think. And maybe that other guy, maybe it had Timothy Oliphant in it. Oh, I'm dreaming. Did it have It wasn't Timothy Oliphant. Was it? Or maybe it was a red-haired guy who was supposed to be in Back to the Future, but then wasn't. Maybe he was in it. I don't know. Someone was in it anyway. So yeah, movie reviews always sounds good. But the problem is, these days, I can't get to see a film till a few days or sometimes weeks after the film's come out. So I always think, well, what's the point of doing a review of it? Because everyone's seen it by now. So there's no point in doing a review of Weapons because everybody's seen it. But yeah, so I'll be doing that. And I'll be doing that for about a week and a half, right? And then on the 15th of September, which is going to be, if I look at my, that'll be a Monday. So on the 15th, I'll be flying over to Costa Rica. And then I'll be traveling over to Ginger Island. Now, I won't be arriving on Ginger Island until Tuesday the 16th. So I'm going to be doing random live shows when I can get internet signal, when I can get, go into a cafe or something. They've got internet. I'll jump onto their internet and I'll do a little show for you. Put on a little show. Then I'm going to be on the island until, when will I be on the island till? I'll be on the island until the 26th, Friday the 26th, when I'll be heading off back into Costa Rica to fly out on the 27th from Costa Rica in the morning. I'll be flying from there all the way over to Canada, back to Canada. I'll be picking up my big case because I'm not taking that to the island with me. And and then I'll be landing in Liverpool, landing in Manchester on the 28th on the morning, and then in the afternoon of the 28th, I'll be broadcasting live, hopefully with a signal, from the Labour Party conference in Liverpool. So that'll be on the 28th to the 1st of September. The 28th of September to the 1st of October. So there you go. My son Charlie is fascinated by Ginger Island. That's really cute. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Yuri. Yeah, I've lost connection. Oh, there we go. We're back in the room. Manchester United, Canada will be interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to be in Toronto for about a week and a half, and then I'm going to be on the island for about a week and a half, and then I'm going to be back here. And then I'm going to be in Liverpool for a few days, and then I'm going to be finally back here in Durham, probably on the evening of the 1st, or maybe on the 2nd. So we will have to see. Is the dog still alive? Yes, Pickles. So just to explain, or Pickle the dog. So Pickle, oh, thank you, Miss Paula Thomas, for the £10 super chat. Just before I acknowledge that and say thank you, I just want to say, Pickles, the Pickle the cat, the dog, sorry, we thought that Pickle was a boy, so we called him Jean-Luc Picard, or I called him Jean-Luc Picard, so his name was going to be Picard. But it turned out to be a girl, so we changed it to Pickle, which is a lovely name for a dog. In fact, the dog that found the World Cup, the Jules Rimet World Cup, was called Pickles. There's a good little trivia question for you there. Pickles. Anyway, Ms. Paula Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. First, I'm probably only super chat this morning. If you're on Android, click the cog wheel on the top left. That will get you to the camera settings. None of these is toggle, mirror, for camera, reverse, whatever is on. None of those is toggle. The cog on the wheel will get you to the camera settings. None of those is toggle, mirror for camera, reverse, whatever it is on. I'm a bit scared of actually going into the settings. Go on, we'll try it. Should we try it? Because I'm sure that the movie poster's being backwards behind us. Is it phone? Oh, sorry. I went to my settings. I thought it was still going when I was in my settings, but clearly not. It's not there. I've got a really basic phone. Sorry, I can't afford a brand new iPhone, whatever. They're £1,000 now, something fucking crazy. I can afford about 100 quid for my phones. Which then try and last forever. Sounds like the old joke. Oh, hang on. Woo! Oh, Umka, thank you very much for the £20. So, can I just read out the shot from Crom? Sounds like the old joke of the woman at the Tickle Me Elmo factory instructed it to give 2 test tickles. Hey. So, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. Thank you so much to UK Mars Adele. Thank you. Adelaide, sorry. UK Mars Adelaide, I think. Is that how you say it? Looking at taking Bowler Hat Man's Reform Council episodes and putting them together in a simple one-page bullet point document that people can use against Reform candidates next year. Can you ask Ollie if he's interested? Ollie would not mind. I'm going to speak for Ollie now. If you wanted to do that and take what Ollie said and put it into a bullet point, I'm pretty positive that he would not mind at all. In fact, he might quite like it because it's a lot of work putting this stuff together. Oh, sorry. It's a lot of work putting this stuff together. Oh, actually, I don't know why I'm pressing the screen to give hearts to people giving money. I don't need that. You need Technan support. Where's Technan when you need her? Asks Yuri, infected off with a £5 super chat. Thank you, Yuri. That's very kind of you. And thank you, UK Mars Adelaide. That's a very, very kind of you to give £20 there. But yeah, Ollie, I'm pretty sure he will be interested. Yeah, Ollie was getting some stick last night on a live stream. Says Billy Kershaw. That sounds a bit shit. It's why we need moderators. And honestly, I'm you know what I'm like. I'm zero tolerance. Can we get a few more likes in the house, please? So there's about 103 people watching. We only got 30 likes. So get a few more likes. I'm sorry it's been a bit dysfunctional. Some absolute idiot clicked through the bloody internet cable. There's like 4 cables coming down the wall, right, behind the bush. And, you know, there's one that is an old aerial cable. In fact, there's two. There's 2 that are old aerial. There's one that's an old aerial cable. There's one that's an old phone cable. There's another one that's something else. I don't even know what it is. All of those are defunct. There's only one that actually still works and is used every moment of every day, and that is the internet cable. And guess which one I managed to snip? I mean, whoever did that, whatever idiot it was with the secateurs, managed to snip through the bloody internet cable. We're getting it fixed tomorrow morning. Getting it fixed. But thank you very much for the super chats. Very kind of you. Ollie has some Brexiteers following him, and cussing him out. They watch him. I don't know. They want to rage. Yeah, I like the idea of people watching our stuff and then not being able to comment on it. Just getting really, really annoyed. 99 quid charge. Yeah, possibly. That's a very expensive snip. And then Crop said, my solution for streaming backup solution would be to set your phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. Then you can connect your laptop to it and use your normal equipment. That's how we started. Chromasty. That's how we started today on my. We were on my laptop, and it all went titty fucks up. It all went titty bananas. Unfortunately, because my internet on my phone seems to be throttled for some reason when I'm using a hotspot, which is kind of painful, which is kind of annoying on many levels. Anyway, so we're going to go back to the papers because we are doing a bit of a Sunday paper review. We've got an advert for bloody Gemini piss off. Right, so next up, we've got the Mirror in the Mirror. See what I've done there? The Mirror of the Mirror. It says Shirley Ballas, who's from Strictly Come Dancing, saying, and it says, I never feel safe after stalker ordeal. So this is an interview with Shirley Ballas, who's one of the judges from Strictly Come Dancing, who has had a stalker. And well, there needs to be more protection for people, but women in particular, against stalkers. That it could get to a point where horrible things happen because of stalkers, and some of them are, they do need help. But they need that intervention, police intervention, to stop them doing whatever the fuck they're doing before it's too late. We've got what's this about? Graham, what's this? My solution for backup people. If you get a chance, watch Max Robier's with a Yorkshire woman refucker. She's from my village. I know her. She's from Old Money. No, I was given that lovely cottage by Daddy. 3, in fact. Well, that's nice, isn't it? If they splice the fire wire, make sure you do a speed test and test your video streaming works properly, Graham. If your income is dependent on that repair, the light signal will decrease after a splice. Yeah. Maybe I'll demand that they put in a new cable. I don't know. We will see. Although my chat has just disconnected again. Why are you doing this to me? Stop it, you unfeasible bastard. I keep losing my my chat. I need my chat. Bring back my chat. Oh, okay. So I've got no internet now on my phone. I'm using my phone as a hotspot on my laptop. Anyway, while my internet's trying to sort itself out, we'll go to the daily, the Sunday. Sorry, not even daily. This says Sunday, people. Okay, it's Sunday, people, and here we have Tay over here, and there we go. Great game changer heart pill on NHS in 1 year. So this is another medical breakthrough, the kind of thing that the likes of Donald Trump and his disgusting old man, Robert F. Kennedy, who sounds so fucking ill, like he's in charge of health, and he sounds like he's just smoked 1,000 a day. But they're trying to stop all medical research into cures, into vaccinations, into cancer research, trying to stop it all. They even stopped a guy from looking into how to cure deafness, which is a really, really shitty thing to do. I don't know why my phone's not connecting. Oh, it's connected now. I think I've got another super chat to acknowledge. Just 1 second while I just get my thing up. There we go. Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the very, very handy advice. Graham, this is why I use a 5G internet modem. Yeah. Have you been going around snipping wires? Have you? Snipping wires. Fiber splices work great so long as it's done properly, says Trip. They're going to have to do it up a ladder. Should be interesting. It's just a bit of an awkward place on our property. Jane, they'll interview anyone these days. They certainly pick the most cray, says L. Butterfly. Chaos. Anyway, so yeah, powerful new blood pressure drug could help millions. That's the front cover of the Sunday paper. Trials show Baxdrostat protects people whose blood pressure is hard to manage from after strokes and heart attacks. Okay, so next up, we have an interview with Tony Robinson. This is an interview. There's Tony Robinson there. You can see him even though it's backwards. In the Sunday Telegraph, he says, Baldrick had 8 lines and none of them were funny. Cool. And then we had Rosie Huntington Whiteley attends do you think she went to do you think that she went to a state comprehensive? I don't. I mean, maybe she did. We can look it up. Apparently, she's in a new adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Mary Shelley, famously the daughter of Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, was it? Who wrote the first sort of pamphlet on feminism? Am I just making this up? I don't know. And Percy Shelley, no, she was married to Percy Shelley, wasn't she? Yeah. Anyway, so drill the North Sea dry, says Badenoch. So this is what the cover is on the Telegraph. Drill the North Sea dry. Okay, I'm going to say this really slowly for the thickos at the back. Not that there's any thickos watching this, but if, you never know. In 100 years, we will still need oil. It will still be a useful commodity. In 1,000 years, we will still need oil. It'll still be a useful commodity. In 10,000 years, we will still need oil. It will still be a useful commodity. Kemi Badenoch saying we should drill all the oil out of the North Sea now is just going to make money for BP, for Shell, for Exxon, for the Norwegian help. What's it called? The Sovereign Wealth Fund. It will not bring in any extra money to the UK except a few jobs on oil rigs. Minimum money for the UK. We should leave that in the ground for future generations to dig up as and when they need it for building things, when they need it for plastics, when they need it for rubber, to add to rubber, to, whatever. When they need it to add to, other things that make the stuff that we rely on every day. Tarmac. We need to make tarmac. We'll need to make tarmac in the future. I suppose maybe we'll find some better way of covering the ground with some sticky black toxic shit. Maybe we will, but that pisses me off. Drill the North Sea dry, says Badenoch. Tory leader vows to extract all UK oil and gas in biggest departure from net zero yet. Can you have a guess who's paid it? Can we have a little guess? Should we just sit around and just put our thinking caps on? Who might be paying her to say that? Do you think it's the companies that make wind farms? Do you think it's the companies that make solar panels? Or do you think it's the companies that drill filthy foreign slime out of the ground or under the sea and burn it at a rate that is destroying the planet? What do you think? I'm making billions in doing so. Billions with a B, and making the prices of our commodities very high when we buy stuff. There's a story here. Yeah? Rayner plots chicken run to safe seat after buying flat. Chicken run. She's gonna have I don't even know what this means. She's accused of a chicken run to a safer seat on the south coast at the polls, showing she's set to lose her constituency to Nigel Farage's party. I don't think that's really it, but if it is, I mean, Nigel Farage famously parachuted in himself to Clacton, a place he had nothing to do with, in order to win it, because he knew he could win Clacton. He couldn't win anywhere sensible. Couldn't win anywhere nice. There's a new other story here, which says Starmer's new economic advisor called for higher wealth taxes. Good. Parents must do more to stop bad behaviour, says Minister. Parents must do more to tackle children's bad behaviour, the Education Secretary said. I mean, maybe in some circumstances, but in other circumstances, we need some help. Still did not give time to reviewing PR when in Panama. So when I'm in both Canada, and when I'm in Panama, I'm going to be 5 hours behind everyone here, so I'm not going to be doing morning brews because it would require me to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't be very coherent. So they will be replaced by either mystery brews or what's the other thing? Island brews on the island, which will come in at probably about 1 o'clock. I was going to try and make it 1 o'clock, but it kind of just depends on the circumstances. But if I can, I will be talking to you about 1 o'clock in your time in the afternoon. So you'll be able to listen to LBC if you want to listen to LBC and listen to James O'Brien. And then when you're finished listening to James O'Brien, you can pop over and listen to Island Brew with me for an hour or so while we talk about stuff. Island Brew sounds like a delightful fruity drink. Oh well, Gallifrey, man. Hey. You never know what you'll get. So yeah, I'll be doing that over on the island as much as I possibly can. So yeah, I don't really have a set schedule yet drawn up because it is going to be a little bit ad hoc and depend on internet connection and the weather and lots of other things. But I'm going to try to do at least one show a day while I'm away on the island, and I'm going to see if I can possibly do a show where I talk to multiple people. The problem is I'm going to be running it off my phone. As you've seen here, it's very hard to run the show from my laptop using a hotspot in the UK. It's even worse in Panama. They don't like you using the hotspot function because they think you're going to, waste loads of data on things. Right. Anyway, so we've got the Daily Mail, which is you probably can't see this, but it's quite out of focus. This is a very low res mail here, the Mail on Sunday. Shattering secret: Freddie Mercury took to his grave by the daughter he hid from the world. There was apparently a daughter of Freddie who nobody knew about, who he kept in contact with all through his life. Royal exclusive: solved the riddle of Kate and William's Greek yacht, because you can't have the front cover of the newspapers without some reference to these people who live up the road, 42, don't they? Live at number 42. Rayner used top wealth protection firm in deal over house. The controversy over the controversy over how to pronounce that word, over Angela Rayner's tangled financial affairs deepened last night, and as it emerged, she employed the services of a company which specializes in wealth protection. Why is it when Tories do this kind of stuff, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is the most amazing thing ever. But there you go. Oh, wait, we've got some data here. More precisely, bitumen. Oh, sorry, it's faded. Your messages fade. You've got to feed. More precisely, bitumen is the mixture of small interlocking stones previously used in macadam roads with tar to seal it against emitting clouds of dust. There you go. Tar is the heaviest fraction of crude oil. There you go. I'm just assuming they'll still need roads in the future. Might be wrong. Anyway, so this is some rank hypocrisy here, which is to be expected from the Mail on Sunday, saying, "Oh, what's she doing? Why is she doing wealth protection?" There you go. Okay, so we're going to go over to the Observer here, which has a bit of a kinky map here. I'll show you that in full in a moment. But first of all, we have this top bit here, which says, Phantom at the Opera, as drones and missiles kill civilians in Ukraine, Russia creeps back onto the London stage. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You would think that Russians were any kind of Russian oligarchs. And you don't forget, you can't be an oligarch in Russia unless you prop up Vladimir Putin. Apparently, as drones and missiles are killing children in Ukraine, Russia, which kidnapped thousands of Ukrainian children, and they're being sexually abused right now. No one's talking about it. They're allowed to creep back to put on a bloody play in London. They're allowed to keep their London property. Apparently, we've frozen £400 billion worth of euros worth of assets here in Europe. A lot of which is in the UK, of Russian oligarchs. Well, why don't we just give all that money to the Ukrainians to buy some drones? Hey, before I go on, fun little story. I don't know if many of you saw this this week. I was going to mention it on the Friday night show, but it's just ingenious, right? So there was obviously bridges are very important when you are at war. Okay, so there's at least two movies I can think of: A Bridge Too Far, which is about Arnhem, isn't it? And then A Bridge on the River Kwai with Sir Alec Guinness. which was one of the David Lean films. Brilliant film. Madness. Bridge on the ring. So bridges are very important in war because it means that if you blow up a bridge, it stops your enemies getting to where they want to get to. In fact, in the first few days of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Ukrainians blew up their own bridges on the way to Kyiv to stop the tank advance of Russians. And if you remember the big traffic jam they have, do you remember the traffic jam with all the columns of tanks, and then the Ukrainians were just taking them out one by one because they were stuck? That a lot of that was to do with the fact that the Ukrainians had quite cleverly taken out bridges that would have allowed the Russians to advance all the way quite easily. So they took those bridges out themselves. Now, this is pretty typical, but it is usually quite hard to take out a bridge if it's in your enemy territory, right? You need very very precise weaponry, which can be intercepted. You need rockets, which know exactly where they're going. They've got to be very precise down to the meter within where they need to go, especially if they're hitting their structural support or something like that. Anyway, so Ukraine found a bridge, right, with one of their drones. And what the Russians had done, in case the Ukrainians had come across the border into Russia, because it's near the border, they had placed a bunch of landmines underneath the bridge. So you have the bridge, the river, and then just sort of under one side of it, big stack of landmines, so that if the Ukrainians did move over the border into Russia, the Russians could put these landmines on the bridge and blow it up. So instead of spending millions, I think a HIMARS system is what, $30 million or something, 50 million. It's like ridiculously expensive, and each rocket that they fire is like, I don't know, £500,000 each. I mean, we're talking like crazy sums of money. They got a 600 quid drone, the type that you could buy in a shop, right? And they flew this drone into the mines that were under the bridge and blew that motherfucker up. 600 quid, mate. Genius. I love the ingenuity of the Ukrainians. It is a joy to behold, especially when it results in Russian infrastructure going kablooey. And a big problem they've got over in Russia at the moment is that while the Russians are bombing civilians and blowing up hospitals and schools and bus stops and things in Ukraine, Ukraine aren't targeting Russian civilians. They're targeting Russian infrastructure, and particularly they're taking out refineries again and again and again, and taking out refineries that poorly defended. There's lots of them around Russia. It means that people in Russia can't get hold of petrol, and if they can't get hold of petrol, they can't do their work. They can't do their job, whatever it is. And so about a third of the refinery technology facilities have been taken offline in one way or another by the Ukrainians over the last month or so. It's really causing a lot of problems for the Russians. Anyway, right, I need to go and buy milk, says Reverend Cafe. Catch you all again. We'll have a couple of really busy work weeks. I'm not sure when. Stay well, badgers. Thank you very much, Reverend Cafe. Love to have you on board, even if it was for a short time. Hi, Pete. Failed to make another loaf of bread, but cheerful enough. Wrote 1,600 words of novel yesterday. You Gallifreyan Ren. If you're trying to make bread, right, get yourself a cheap bread maker, unless you've already got one. Honestly, they're absolute genius. You just set them to go. You put your yeast in, you put your 400 grams of flour in, then you put your sugar. Put some sugar in there, and then 15 grams of butter. And then you want to put a spoonful of salt in there, and then you want 390 milliliters of water in the top, and then just set the bread maker. Just do it. Just strong wheat flour, white or wholemeal, both are good. And the next morning you will have the most delicious bread ever in all of the world ever. I mean, of course you can make soda bread and stuff, but that's always it's never light and fluffy. Do you know what I mean? It's quite dense. Well, it is when I make it. But a cheap little bread maker is worth its weight in gold, as far as I'm concerned. And then, yeah, I've got a bread measure. I've got bread maker, just allergic to measuring. Ha, says Gallifreyan Red. You've got to. One time I forgot to put salt in and it tasted disgusting. I couldn't believe how much of a difference it made. Just 1 teaspoon of salt in the bread mixture makes so much difference. Like, it just tasted awful without that salt. So yeah. Plus the recipe is different for gluten-free. It is. That is very true, but you can get gluten-free flour, clearly. But yeah, just Gallifreyan Red, just follow the recipe to the macromillimeter, microgram. Yeah, maybe there's like cheap little scales you can get for £5 that go, like really, really sensitive, like digital scales. I use them. We used to have like a big, massive, I think it was for catering or something. It was a Cath Kidston. Cath Kidston, is that the company that makes it? It's an Australian company. We used to have this massive fucking scales, and like you'd be trying to measure out like 5 grams of something, and it had a needle. It didn't have a digital display, and God, it was a nightmare. Gotta go away with that. So yeah, something nice and precise to measure your stuff. Follow the recipe, and then yeah, and practice. Practice makes perfect. Like, I've probably made about 1,000 loaves now, so I can do it with my eyes closed. But yeah, at the start, I still mistake. Sometimes, like, I'll go to bed and I've forgotten to put water in there or something. I wake up the next morning, I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, hang on, we got Miss Paula Thomas there. The Danish contribution: fishing nets to stop Russian drones. Seriously, genius. Love it. I love the thinking outside the box, and thank you so much, Paula, for the super chat. It's very, very kind of you. We're taking £42 in super chats this morning. It's very kind of everyone who's dropped a super chat in. You keep this channel alive, you keep it going, and you make it worth getting out of bed and doing these shows, even in trying technical situations. So we've got the Observer here, and as I said, they had that story about Russia on the stage, and then we've got this it's a British Isles, but backwards, right? It does look weird backwards, doesn't it? But it's kind of identifiable as the British Isles. The waste, it says the wasteland. You see what they've done there? The wasteland. You see, so this is Britain's new black market in weight loss drugs. Eli Lilly ramps up Mounjaro prices. And Susie Orbach says fat is still a feminist issue. I don't think she's wrong, to be honest with you. That might be quite an interesting article to read. And obviously we've got Gift of the Jab on covering the Daily Star. We already covered this story on the other stream, but I'm probably going to delete that. So let's just say exclusive: NHS stabs the flab 200 times an hour. This is to do with getting everyone their jabs before the prices go up because of Trump. Sunday Express here. Sunday Express. Most Britons would refuse to fight for country, which is probably written by someone who would refuse to fight for their country. 2 in 3 adults would not fight for Britain if we came under attack. A shocking study has found. The research conducted exclusively for the Express found 64% of those asked said they were not willing to fight in defense of the country in the event of a war, with 6%, further 6% saying they were unsure if they would. Just so this is out there, I would. I'll fight for this country, even though it's infuriating and it drives you up the wall. But I would. I just would. I don't know how much use I'll be. Like a podgy 48-year-old. 46. God, I'm making myself even older than I actually am. 46, darling. I'm not that old yet. Getting there, though. Getting there. We've got the next up. We've got the Independent. You can tell by the logo, even though it's backwards. It says Reeves warned that she will have to break manifesto tax pledge. Yeah, we saw that coming. And then we've got Sarah Davis, the one overlooked qualification that could solve the country's skill gap. Sarah Davis, who I assume is an independent writer. And then we've got dominant England thrash Samoa 92-3. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Samoa. I'm so sorry, but there you go. That's Samoa getting absolutely battered by the England team there. So yeah, England battered the US the other day, didn't they? Failures that led to girls' unlawful hospital death. The bereaved parents of Ruth Seismankowicz criticised the care watchdog and called for change after a legal loophole means that the hospital where the teenage daughter died could not be prosecuted over their failings. The care watchdog has been accused of not taking action into hospital before failings, which led to the death of a child. She was left alone after she self-harmed at the Huntercombe Hospital in Maidenhead. And yeah, so leaving a child who is self-harmed alone in the hospital for any period of time is just mind-blowing how they can get away with that. Clearly, that was something that they should have known to do, something about. So that's the last story today. From the newspapers, yeah, child protection or health. Yeah, I mean, a bit of both, but one of the problems that we have in our society at the moment, we use the wrong people to do jobs that they shouldn't be doing. So, for instance, it shouldn't be up to police officers to inform people that their loved ones had died or been brutally murdered or whatever's happened, right? That it should be professional counselling service whose job it is, and their job is to go out and tell people that someone's died in unusual circumstances, which are usually why the police come round. Ms. Paula Thomas, thank you very much. And the US drew with Australia. So yeah, looking good for our ladies who play rugby. But yes, thank you very much for the super chat there. Ms. Paula Thomas, that's very kind. Which Samoa? America. It's Samoa, not American Samoa. Yeah, oh shit, what was Samoa? I was going to say the Friendly Islands, but that was Tonga. What was Samoa? Wasn't the Sandwich Islands, was it? I think that became the Gilbert Islands became Kiribati. Oh, I always loved the story of the Friendly Islands, Tonga, when Captain Cook turned up. And they were really nice to him, gave him loads of food because they were fattening up to meet him, and then they left. And they were really nice, weren't they? The Friendly Islands. The Friendly Islands given to Tonga. Samoa, the islands. Samoa is an island officially part of blah, 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 blah. Samoa, it was Western Samoa. I thought that there was a different name for it, though. Sorry, I'm looking this up. Samoa, the Bougainville, the French explorer, who will be the name of the new country, Bougainville, the new country that's being invented being announced on the 1st of September 2027. The Cook Islands, footnote in history, Samoa. Just tell me what it was called. German Samoa. Now, Second Samoa Civil War. I think it's always been Samoa. Okay, fair enough. Samoa. Well, there you go. I think Fiji's always been Fiji, wasn't it? Was Fiji called something else? I don't know. Gotta go. It's my sister's 70th birthday bash this afternoon, and the first time I've been in a pub in years, says Acro Dave. Well, have a nice time. It's the first time you've been somewhere it's the first time you've been in a pub for years. Can I really recommend the alcohol-free lagers, especially alcohol-free Guinness, if you like Guinness. Cook died in Hawaii. He did on the second trip to Hawaii. He was killed there. And the Portuguese explorer, whose name escapes me, for a moment. Oh shit, what's his name? The guy, the first circumnavigation of the world. He didn't navigation of world. Magellan. Of course, the Magellan clouds. Magellan never made it around the world. He got as far as the Philippines, and he was killed in the Philippines. His crew made it around the world. But there you go. The Magellan expedition, which is now called the Magellan Elcano expedition, I guess, because it was Juan Sebastian Elcano was the person who actually finished the journey, because Magellan died halfway through. But there you go. People go, who's the first person to go around the world? It's like, it's Magellan. Nope. Not quite. But yeah, sometimes there are some geographical things that I don't know off the top of my head. Sandwich Islands equals Hawaii. Yeah, that's right. I heard they were trying to trade all the iron ships for lady time, all the iron from the ships for lady time. Yeah, possibly. Graham, can't you afford to get secondhand your old Samsung Apple phone with great apps and signal instead of getting expensive Apple? Andrew, well, I mean, this I'm literally using right now I think this is about 4 years old now. 4 years old, a 4-year-old Apple. Christ, I can't afford that shit. Samsung. So yeah, if I do get something new, I will get a Samsung phone. But the problem is that it's a bit expensive. It's a bit expensive. Contrary to rumors, Magellan was straight. It's very good. I like that. Columbus died in Spain. On his third trip to the New World, he left. He was brought back to Spain in irons for this treatment of the local people. Even the Spanish conquistadors, or whatever you want to call them, were like, oh, that's a bit much. True story. Right, okay, so I'm going to bugger off now. I don't know when my internet is going to be fixed. So tomorrow morning when I do Morning Brew, I probably will be just doing it on my phone again. Probably same setup as this morning. Sorry about that. Sorry. I know it sucks a bit, but I'll do my best. But then in the evening when we do stateside, hopefully we'll be back broadbanding it like cray. So that'll be good. So there you go. Cook went mad, says Billy Kershaw. Yeah, apparently he did. Yeah. He met these people. He said, oh, they're so friendly. Let's call them the Friendly Islands. They were going to eat him. They were only being nice to him to butter him up, literally. Before they ate him. But yeah, as long as you're here, Graham, we'll be here. Thanks so much for that, Lost Missionary, and thanks to everyone who's dropped a super chat in today. Really kind of you. And thanks to everyone who's joined the chat and stayed with me through this mad stream with my backwards Star Wars t-shirt on. What's the film? It's backwards. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, bright and early for Morning Brew. And until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Goodbye.